You trying to make a beat for real?
Yeah.
You like me?
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever made a beat before?
Boston, he's talking to you.
Oh, my bad.
Have you ever made a beat before?
Yeah, I tried it once.
Like what program?
I use BandLab.
Okay. Yeah. It's basically similar. But you didn't have the keyboard? You was just doing what they call Logic Pro. You know what I mean? Basically, just to give some context though, when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like from 7 all the way up until I was about 20, you know, I was just, I'll wait for him. You joining us too? Okay.
First and last names, please.
So, let's say retired producer, songwriter. I was telling Boston, I started when I was 7, and I was doing it like behind the scenes, not telling nobody, with the exception of like my brother and my cousin, but like my mom, my aunts, and nobody knew, you know what I mean? All the way up until I was about 14, 15, then they found out. After they found out, then I started basically asking them, what can I do to and my mom, she actually started taking me to the studio, stuff like that. And I started getting all my friends involved. I started trying to sell beats and all this kind of stuff. And I was like 1998, 1999, 2000. Before everybody was doing it, you know what I mean? It was like uncommon for a kid to be making beats at that time. And they were decent, but me and my brother and my friends, we tried to get this out to like mainstream artists. So we went to the library, started looking up record label information, and we just made calls after calls after calls after calls, leave voicemail after voicemail after voicemail. About 2-3 months later, we got a call back. It was from Marshall Mathers. It's crazy. Y'all know who that is? Eminem. It was so crazy. We thought they was prank calling us. So we like, man, just Marshall Mathers. Like, if you don't have the time. And I was like, my friend was like, no, just keep talking to him. It was like, you know, meet us in New York and tomorrow. You know, I was like, well, we're closed. So we drove from Ohio, from Akron, Ohio, home of LeBron James. Drove from Akron, Ohio to New York. Long story short, the meeting fell through. He wouldn't see us. They matter of fact, he was like in California or something. It was like, we was just out there, just don't know nobody. We just in New York walking around, dress clothes on. I don't know if it's still in existence or not, but they had this thing called TRL, and they'd bring like artists on, and they was like telling them like it was exhibit that day, and they had big signs like exhibit. So we just pulled over, and
Well, you saw Exhibit?
well, he was at TRL, but I didn't see him, right? But I was gonna wait outside of the door, and when he walked past, I was gonna be like, hey, here go my CD, you know? And it took forever. It started raining and everything, and it's cold. It's like late October, 2004. And I'm like, no, we gotta, my friend's like, we gotta go. And I'm like, nah, man, we ain't coming to New York for nothing. This is our last chance, you know what I mean? We gotta get our music to somebody. And then it got cold. Like 10, 15 minutes later, they said, bro, we gotta go. We had dress clothes, like tie, dress shirt, and actually we did have hoodies on over the dress shirt, so I did forget about that. But then we just started leaving. As we started leaving, we saw some people coming out of the TRL building. I was like, that look like Wayne. I tapped my friend. He says, I think that is. And we said at the same time, that is Wayne. It was Lil Wayne. He walked right past us. And then I was like, what's up, Wayne? That's all I could think of. I was just starstruck. I'm like, what's up? Dapped him up. He was like, what's up? Boom, just walked off. And as he was getting in the car, something hit me. It was like, you just shook Lil Wayne's hand and you just gonna let that slide? And I was like, oh yeah, hold on, Wayne. I just said his name, like, snapped into it. He stopped, like, as he was getting in his car and was like, what's up? I was like, man, I'm a producer. I got some CDs with beats, hooks, choruses. Here, let me know if you like it. And at that time, I didn't have a cell phone, so I was like, my mom's cell phone on the CD. You can give her a call if you like it. And that was it. That was the trip, basically. We go back to Ohio, didn't hear nothing for a day or 2 days. Then I'm out just riding with my friends one day, and then my mom called my friend, and he was like, hey, your mom calling. I was like, got on the phone, like, what's going on? She said, some guy named Cortez called you. I was like, Cortez? I don't know nobody named Cortez. She said he was Lil Wayne's manager or something. You sure? I'm like, we just got pranked already. I don't know. She was like, no, serious. That's what they said. She also like gave me the number. We called him back. He was Lil Wayne. He was like, hey, this Cortez, this J.I. At the time, I was going by my initials, James Ingram. I couldn't use that name, obviously, so I was like, J.I. He was like, this J.I.? I'm like, yeah. And then he was like, hey, man, I'm with Wayne, and we got this track, man, that you got on this CD. It was called Postman. He said, man, he keep saying this over and over and over, man, what we got to do to get it from you? And I was like, seriously? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, y'all can have it. I don't care, whatever y'all want to do. I was just excited, right? He was like, no, we can talk business. Don't worry. I know you're probably excited, but I just wanted to make sure you were a real person, and then we could get back in touch with you once we want to start discussing business. Long story short, they ended up using the beat. It's called Postman. It came out like 2006, yeah.
Can we hear it?
I don't got the internet. Yeah, that's what I was going to connect with. But it's an old track. It was one of his, but it was one of Lil Wayne's first sample beats. He used to use like Manny Fresh beats, the like trap style kind of beats. I had the like Kanye vibe, like at that time, and he was like, you know, had the singing in it, all that, and that boosted my confidence to where I was like, well, it's just about getting it out to people. You know what I mean?
Think of some food while you talk.
Okay.
You guys want hot dogs? Chili dogs?
Yeah, I think chili dog. Yeah, chili dog.
But that boosted my confidence, and I was like, if Lil Wayne would use my beat, who would? At the time, he was one of the hottest rappers in the game. You know what I mean? So I just started giving my beat to everybody I could come across.
It's on regular shit.
Yeah, just type on YouTube, Postman Lil Wayne. Postman. S-T-M-A-N, yeah. It was from like, so it's an old song from the 60s, originally Diana Ross and the Supremes, and then, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
When you said Postman, I was like, that was the first song that came to my mind.
That's
I was
it.
like, no, you're not talking about that.
Yeah. Wait, what is that though? How's that?
It's YouTube.
Oh, that's you too. Oh, okay.
Mine just started working out. I got to the channel.
Did it pull up? Is it?
Hi. For TikTok? That's you right there.
You want to sign up? No, I mean sign in.
14 years now.
Like I said, I was 19 when I first got into them.
You was 19 selling CDs?
Yeah. I wasn't even selling them. I was just giving them out. You know what I mean?
You don't sell CDs?
Yeah. They're like, what's a CD? You remember the Postman song, the actual song? And I just took that, put some drums and the bass line over it.
Oh, so you like, you know, like people do samples off of like Citizen or something like.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that people are sampling music the way they sample it now.
They like samples.
I was really gonna stick to the basics, so that's a lot. You gotta chop it in. You gotta find the sample, then you gotta chop it in. But I do got some samples we could probably work with. Like I'm almost done with the little content.
Your biggest person here was Lil Wayne.
So that was the first.
Oh, okay.
Then I worked with Rick Ross, Shorty Lowe, Benzino, Cameron, dude named Bobby Valentino.
You got a producer thing?
At that time, it was just J.I. Just went by J.I.
Started beating on her like.
It was like J.I. holla back. Yeah. I took it from Jay-Z because he was spelling his name. He said, J.I. How you doing back there? And then I just chopped it up. Then I started a company, Real Music, and then I started using it. Now that sounds like real music. You know, I started switching my tags. Then I got a 5-year production deal, and that's how I was working with everybody, Ludacris, you name it. You know what I mean? And after that production deal was up, I came here, and I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing, 'cause I was under somebody. You know what I mean?
You want a chili dog? You want a chili dog, or you want to wait until afterwards?
And then I came here, had a recording studio for about 3-4 years, and then the Trump election happened, 2016, and at the time, was like, man, we gotta do something, man. We can't just let him become knowledgeable on politics at the time. So I'm just like, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? Which I was like, we're gonna protest, we're gonna post on social media, we're gonna start a podcast. I was like, but y'all gonna talk about if you don't really know what you talk about. They was like, just do it. And I didn't feel comfortable. So I was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to school. Long story short, I went back to school, got involved, started speaking, and then the rest is history. So now I kind of put the music stuff behind. I'm older too. You know, nowadays it's like it's a young man's game right now, for the most part. And I'm not like delusional. So I was like, the government is working. Director and the council president in the country. You know what I mean? And when I'll go ahead and take it back. See, I put out one more album, because I do rap sing as well. I'm gonna put out one more album. You gotta understand rap. You don't have to be a rapper, but you do have to understand it. So I put out one more album. When I turned 40, I was like, I'm done. And then I put everything up. I put my computer, not my computer, but my keyboard, my music equipment, everything, put in my closet. And I'm just now bringing it out for this. You know what I mean? So we about to get started on some beats.
Well, I got one more question.
Ask as many questions as you want to, by the way.
What you did what you studied in?
I went for political science. Yeah.
You said computer science?
Political science.
Political science?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's and you got the mayor. It's like president. You got council, legislature, you got, you know, so forth and so on.